Thanks for staying with us. The second day of talks between South Sudan's President Salva Kiir and his former deputy Riek Machar has ended, with both leaders restating their desire for peace. They promised to meet regularly in the lead-up to the formation of a transitional government of national unity expected on November 12. Apart from the need to fund the peace process, part of the discussions also highlighted an urgent need to take peace messages to every part of South Sudan and the diaspora.
Juba is home, and I have come back to Juba. Even if I go away for some time, the next coming, maybe IGAD will determine my status to be free to come and discuss more with you here. But our discussion here, we have made important progress.
First of all, we touched on issues of constitutional amendment, the draft that is going to be presented to Parliament. And we also discussed about the few security laws. We also talked about the issue of non-signatory parties. As you are all aware, we have parties led by persons including Thomas Cirillo, Paul Malong. We touched on those and the need to bring them on board. Without them, this peace may have difficulties, and that's why we have to move as one people, as South Sudanese.
A World Bank study shows that coastal erosion in Ivory Coast is costing millions of dollars in lost revenue and threatens to cause immense damage unless immediate action is taken. But the locals complain that they are the ones suffering the most, as they are losing their homes, livelihoods, and even ancestral burying grounds.
Communities along the shores of Cote d'Ivoire are in peril. The residents of the town of Lahou-Banda are living with the pain of watching the remains of their ancestors drift out to sea from the cemeteries because of unwavering coastal erosion.
Today we live in anguish. What will happen tomorrow if no one comes to the help of the village? We will disappear. But today it is our dead who are living. You know, in Africa, our parents, our ancestors, are very important to us, and to see them scattered in the sea is heartbreaking. And every day that God brings to us, we are haunted.
Over the past 30 years, rising sea and silt levels due to climate change have displaced thousands of citizens. The population of Grand Lahou was relocated 11 miles inland in 1973 after erosion began to devour the city. With land receding at an average of 1 to 2 meters a year and a loss of 10 meters over a period of just 2 days in 2011, the old city has all but disappeared. Locals say business used to be booming, but over the years, a hospital, a police station, and the regional school have all gone underwater.
There were several businesses that came to bring goods here, and all the shops fell into the water. Today, you need to look here. This is the prison. There, where the stones are. There, the stones you see in the water now. That is the prison that is there. The sea took everything.
The Cost of Coastal Degradation in West Africa report published this year said Cote d'Ivoire was the country in the region most affected by floods and coastal degradation, and calculated the economic cost to the country at $2 billion for 2017, equivalent to 4.9% of its GDP. There has been little done since the studies were carried out. The local population says it feels abandoned by the government and has tried to include Grand Lahou on the list of UNESCO protected sites in an effort to shore up funding to save the peninsula. But the experts say it is too late.
The UK has signed an economic partnership agreement with the Southern African Customs Union and Mozambique, which the British government says will allow businesses to keep trading freely after the UK leaves the European Union on October 31st. It allows businesses to continue to trade on suitable terms with South Africa, Botswana, Lesotho, Namibia, Eswatini and Mozambique. South Africa's Trade Minister Ibrahim Patel says the deal would give the Southern African states a soft landing in case of a no-deal Brexit. The UK trades with the region on the basis of deals made with the EU. The UK is one of South Africa's largest trading partners, with bilateral trade valued at about $9.5 billion in 2018. Ethiopia says it has arrested alleged members of the Islamic State group in several towns close to its borders with Somalia and Kenya. The group has a presence in Somalia, but this is the first time its alleged members have been found in Ethiopia. Most of those arrested are foreign nationals from Syria and Yemen. However, an army official says that Ethiopians were also among those arrested. The official adds that Ethiopia's strong intelligence network and its good relationship with a neighboring Somalia led to the successful arrest of the militants. Last month, ISIS announced that for the first time, it was producing audio and video content in Amharic, which is Ethiopia's official language. Now, with the help of a team of volunteers, Moroccans living with disability can now bathe in the water of a Tangier beach. The beach is equipped with floating chairs and swimming rafts to help the swimmers safely take a dip or splash around in the sea. Take a look.
At a beach in the northern Moroccan city of Tangier, a row of floating wheelchairs are lined up along the shore to assist disabled visitors to take a swim. Beside the chairs, a team of volunteers wait to wheel the swimmers over a ramp built to help navigate in and out of the water. The equipment and volunteers are at Playa Dalia or Dalia Beach, part of an initiative aimed at supporting swimmers living with disabilities.
Honestly, I like Dalia Beach because it's ranked first nationally, since it relies on using swimming equipment that has been designated with a blue badge designed for people with disability. And truthfully, at Dalia Beach, you can swim here like everyone else.
Once inside the water, the chair floats, and each swimmer occupying the chair is surrounded by volunteers for their safety. This summer, up to 580 disabled visitors have taken a dip at Dalia Beach, giving people with disabilities the chance to swim freely in a controlled environment, some of them for the first time. Watching from the shore, Raimo Barara waved to her daughter, who lives with Down syndrome, as the child enjoyed the seawater.
Previously, we can say that they were generally marginalized. They couldn't enjoy themselves as they can now. There were a lot of barriers, but now there's a big difference, thanks to the association.
The assistance and services offered to the disabled swimmers are free of charge. But for volunteer Najwa Al-Meselem, the reward comes from helping them experience being in the water for the first time.
The feeling we have when we see happiness in the eyes of disabled people when they swim for the first time on the beach is wonderful. They feel happy, and that's our reward from Dalia Beach.
The initiative runs during the summer season, and this year it kicked off in June and will end on September the 15th.
That's really, really nice. Well, that's it on the program today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Teniola Shabuale. Bye for now.